Yeah, Brandon Graham retired as not really. To be honest, I'm not really surprised. Kind
No.
of a when thing. But we are live on Twitch.tv. We will get into that in a few moments. Matt, I did not plan this. This was not planned. I need you to go on YouTube, go to Golden Triangle Media,
Oh.
and I need you to go to the No Mercy Gauntlet Paul Kunkel Memorial 2, 2011. I need you to go to 8 minutes and 40 seconds, and you need to show the No Mercy Gauntlet because I literally popped, like, while we're doing the show, for anybody that's out there, I have a television that I usually watch and just to, just kind of just have something also in the background with no audio. And I just saw this. I really wish that this 15 minutes was already over. But I need you to pull up this attempt of a move. And by the way, if you look at the screen, my man Matt is in the the corner,
So where are we going? 8?
840, and you need to see something that I literally popped myself. Literally, while we're just about to go live, and I just literally paused and I said, "No, Matt, look at this abomination of a move. That whatever the hell just happened, I don't know
What?
what in the
Oh! Oh my god, what the hell?
Yo, what's this? What's this?
This is Herman
What
Cox, everyone.
the
Oh
hell?
my god.
I literally was like, you know what? Like what was he? What was he doing? Like, look at you. You're like,
I'm like, oh, I have to sit here and watch this.
like, what was that shit? Like, and,
Oh my god. And D-Mac's trying to sell. Oh my god. He's
like,
out.
what are you selling? Oh man, I
Yeah.
gotta like. I had to pause that. I'm like, Matt, I'm like, I don't like it has nothing to do with the podcast. It has nothing to do with the Eagles. I'm like, but this shit needs to be talked about because yeah, like that shit needs to like live in infamy.
Oh
What in
my
the blue
god.
hell was that move?
Are there
Yeah,
any
go.
good moves in this damn match? Oh, look at that little double team move right there. But let's go back to. Oh, look at that line.
Oh,
Oh, he's
yeah,
gone.
look at he, so on that, go back to that a second ago. Dude, the bump that he could have took, that could have been, that could have like broke his back. Look at where the apron, look at it, look where the apron is. So it's like a close, like
Oh,
look
yeah.
we could have literally just fucking
Oh,
broken it.
D-Mac. He could have died,
Uh,
bro.
we're getting demonetized. Oh, there's the matchup. There's the matchup. There's the matchup.
There's Wesker, baby. Wesker.
No, the
Oh,
matchup. Oh
God.
boy. All right. Basically,
Look at that beautiful Samoan drops are only good for
you should
Samoans and fat guys.
you should have gave it to Mike Williams.
I don't think I did
No,
a
you should
move
have.
to
You should
Mike
have
Williams.
you should have just shoot. Rest in peace, Mike Davis.
Yes.
You should have picked him up and just dropped him on the outside. Come on, Matt. Why are you on the floor? Get your ass up. Let's go.
I don't
All
even,
right, all
dude.
right.
I don't remember. Oh, me and Don. Look at this.
Oh man.
Oh, block. Nope. Don forgot what we were doing here. Going for the dragon. Nope. We're gonna reverse. Oh, we fucked up our spot. This person didn't walk out of the match here.
Dude, we're just like.
Don, you gotta jump, bro.
That's why you don't.
That's why we don't like each other. Even though I like him.
Oh shit!
No, then we doubled down.
All right. Before we start shooting more on Jordan, get this
Oh my god.
Good
What
times.
a wild
good time.
world.
Good time. Good memories. You know, it's wild. So we're kind of just kind of shooting the breeze here before we get into some stuff. But you know, I was like I usually have some type of podcast going on at work late at night. And I don't know how it happened. and I don't even really listen to him. Like I've listened to him before, but Theo Vaughn, like, you've heard of Theo Vaughn
Yeah,
before, right?
yeah.
So I've been kind of like just listening to like a plethora of different things. Somehow, I don't know what happened, but like his interview with Antonio Brown popped up in like my recommended, and like it's not like something that like just happened. Like this, I guess
That happened a
must have
bit
happened
ago.
like yeah. So somehow it got like recommended in my feed. So like whatever like play like I had listened to like whatever like podcast I was listening to, and then all of a sudden like that popped off, and like I see like I follow Antonio Brown on social media, and I see the outrageousness. And I always thought, man, the gimmick, like he does that, the cracker of the day, you know what I mean, like that kind of,
Yeah.
that kind of, whatever. But like, when you see people post like stuff, and like I know he's like his antics are like wild, but like you see it on social media, and like you don't really hear him like say it, and like he's doing this podcast, and like I can't make some of this stuff up. Like he was just like he was like saying it out of his mouth, like you heard it on audio, and like they do a thing on the show where you can watch the video, and like he's over there smoking, like on the podcast, and it's like the wild. Like I was gonna message you at like 1 o'clock this morning and be like, "Yo, you need to check this shit out because this is just wild." He's talking about that his father had 300 receiving touchdowns and that he owns an arena football league and that he's not even allowed to be on the field, even though he's an owner, and that they have it out for him. The wild shit, and I only listened to like 20 minutes of this, but like the wild shit that came out of his mouth, insane.
Did you get
Like,
did you get to the part where he's uh uh
oh, so you've listened to this? You've listened to this?
I've heard parts.
Okay.
He gets to him and Theo are talking about we're getting demonetized. I don't give a shit. He's talking about like Thea. They get on the conversation about like the N word, and
Okay.
he and Antonio Brown's like, "Oh, if I sleep with white women, there's times I have them call me that." And
Oh,
Theo
I did not
Von,
hear that part. I did
dude,
not
and
hear that
Theo
part.
Von's just
So
like,
I got to the part where he starts talking about how many the baby mamas he had. I don't know if you
okay,
heard that part
yeah,
where he talks about that the government takes away the white women by giving them dude. It is dude.
CTE, bro.
If you have time, dude. No, it's wild, bro. Like like I'm actually like guys were talking about it. Like I kind of want to like listen to more of it, and kind of just
Yeah.
laugh at it. But I was in like just kind of in a mood to keep like moving, so I was like like he's not really like this is not like entertaining. It was entertaining for like parts, but he was like saying like that his mom. What was like that? His mom was with his dad, but that his dad couldn't live there because she was getting government assistance, and that if he was there, that the government assistance would cut off. So he's basically like talking about that like that that part of the business, and like wild stuff like that. Like like the government doesn't want black guys. And I'm like, like what the fuck is kind of is the like he's like, oh, like he was talking like they were like Theo's like asking him like, oh, are you really black because a black guy has like more than 5 kids or something like that. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, where the hell is this coming from? Like, it's just like the wild shit that came out. I'm like, are you serious? Like, and just now that like we're talking about it, I have to listen to the rest of it because now I'm like, all right, like I definitely want to like I don't know,
Yes.
like yeah, this shit like, and I'm all about the wildness because I'm like, yo, like that shit kind of entertain like the shit that people say kind of entertains me. But yeah, I don't know. It was something I wanted to get into because I was just like, oh, I don't know if like what like I said, we talk off air, but it's usually football, podcast stuff, stupidity that people say about the birds. Um, I'm gonna get these shirts made. I've decided on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I don't know when, probably within the next couple of months. But I was talking to somebody, and they said I should make the list of the pod it should say ITERZ, and on the back should say the list of the pod, and all it should say was F this, F that, F whatever we've ever said. F would be just a big list of stuff. And on the end, it should say Inside Eagles Red Zone podcast. Like that.
I
That's
like that.
and he said it should be green. It should be a green shirt.
Yes. I like that. I
F
like
your
this.
bets, F your thing. But it shouldn't say it shouldn't say the 4 letter word. It should just say F this, F that, because like you know what I mean? Like that's something that you could wear and be like, oh, like because imagine like dude, if you watch like if you see a person out in public and they wear a shirt that says the 4 letter word, like the actual 4 letter word.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what a fucking like. You kind of give like
What
them
a
like kind of
tool.
like a side eye, like what the fuck's wrong with you? Like what I mean, like even like the Austin. Think about the Austin shirts, like the F the fear shirt. Like
Yeah.
dude, imagine if it said like fuck the fear. Like you'd be like, what the fuck wrong with this motherfucker? Like, what are you part of a fucking like a cult or something? Like, I don't know. Like
No,
it's
I feel that.
it's just like it's like. I don't know.
So I
like,
the only wrestling
stereotype
shirt.
type.
The only wrestling shirt I own that I've actually worn in public is the RK Bro 420 shirt. But I think that's just because it's implied what it is.
Yeah.
And
My wrestling shirts will be. I'll wear them, and then I call them. I retire. Like if I don't want to wear like in public anymore, they become like. Yeah, it's funny that I'm explaining this shit because I've actually told one person this shit. So if I like a shirt, I'll wear it once in a while. If I'm kind of with the shirt, it might become a gym shirt.
okay, yep.
If it's a I don't give a shit about the shirt, it becomes a because I always have a shirt underneath my work shirt.
Yeah.
It retires to like there's 3 tiers. There's like the I really like this shirt and I'm really want to like I look fancy. And then there's like the I'll take this to the gym, whatever. I don't care if it sweats. And then these podcasts are really going to be studied like 30 years from now. What in the hell is Eric even talking about? And then they're retired to underwork shirts. So if you see a shirt that's under, it's like so sad. That shirt was so good years later. Like, dude, the final boss shirt. I got that final boss shirt. I think I wore it like once or twice in public, and then immediately became like a gym shirt for a couple times. And then I was like, nah, like not even like it became like an under the work shirt. So there's like 20, 30 shirts that are like under the work shirts. So like, so sad.
So are you not a beater guy, or a?
No,
I don't know what the kids
I
call
used
them
to
these
be.
days.
I used to be. No, I don't like how dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's something about like the beaters. Like tank tops have to be to the waist. Some of these tank tops, I don't want to like wear and I don't like tucking things in. I don't like tucking it in, but I always feel like I have to tuck in the white beater. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I just feel
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I feel
I'm
that.
very like bending down, moving around, and like then it just kind of like annoys me, and then I'm like fucking I take the shit off, and like
Because
I'm not taking it off.
like
Like,
I
I'll
wear
take it out of my shirt.
I wear them, and I tuck the beater into like my work pants, and then have my
See, I
shirt
don't like.
over
Yeah, I don't
top.
want to. Yeah, no, I like something that will like be underneath it to like catch the sweat.
I feel you. Because like right now, I mean,
Because like at work, like even though like I wear like we're at fucking these motherfuckers probably like he probably wears the same work shirt 5 times. No, I wear like I have like fucking 30 work shirts, so like I'm like constantly throwing them like not wearing that today. Oh, and then like I'm like till like day 15, I'm like guess I gotta work shirts because I'm like running out. Like so I don't like the sweat, but like because like I work with boxes and like the shit gets all over, so I have to constantly be wearing. Like they're not gonna let me walk in and be like, oh, this motherfucker looks like he's been.
still got my bleach stained beater on, but since I'm not at work, it's not tucked in.
Don't give a yeah. You're at home. You're chilling.
Yeah.
Relaxing. Um, let's get into the Brannigram.
Let's
Wild
get
time
into
we're talking about.
BG,
Yeah.
baby.
So, um, like I said to kind of start the show, we expected. He basically said that it was, his career was going to be, that this was going to be his final year, and then you had heard a little bit of people saying, oh, that he, after once he tore his tricep, that that he was going to come back, and then all of a sudden he comes back in the Super Bowl. Um, I kind of knew, for 100% sure that was it. Like if he
Yeah.
did come back, if he didn't come back, maybe he would maybe rest and take it, take it serious. And maybe if they, once they do well next year, maybe he comes back for the end. But like once he came back for the Super Bowl, I knew that was it. Like
Yeah.
win or lose, I knew, hey, that's it. Like he's done. It was just a matter of time before, hey, like I'm retiring. I want to say basically everything that happened today. That was like, because I watched it, I put it on when I woke up. But everything that was said today was very much expected for me. Like I pretty much knew that would be um that would be the track that he would go,
Yep.
because that's how he is. You know what I mean? He's very liked in the community. He's very much a community guy. Um, he's a guy that has always been kind of the lead, like on the defense. He was kind of like the man around there in Philadelphia for years. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, hell
you
yeah.
talk about 55, you talk about BG. You know what I mean? You talk about the locker room leader. I think that's an important part of this transformation from when he was drafted here. And he did struggle for the first couple years, like 2010, 2011. Like he said, like he was called a bust.
Yep.
And I kind of remember vaguely that, like very, like, dude, it wasn't. So, but the 2010 was, you know, a time where you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Like things would happen, and the Eagles weren't great. They were. It was kind of like that in between time of like the success that they had in like the 2004s, 2005s. And then they started kind of like, kind of dipping a little bit. And we saw it. I mean, some of these teams now, they've like not, some of these teams, they go through that. They go through a process where they go through 4 years, 3-4 years of kind of just like not good, but not great, and you're kind of like in that like low, that slow period. And BG was a part of all that. And that's one thing that gets to me is for everything that BG has said, like that whole Earl Thomas thing. Like that's dude, when BG would have a bad game, you'd immediately, like the first couple years, oh, Earl Thomas, like
Yep.
dude, you weren't, like, you needed an edge. Like if you look at what the Eagles have look at over the years of the draft, and we've said it constantly. I've said it constantly over the years. The Eagles like offensive line and defensive line.
Yep.
They really do. They value that position most important. You really, like last year they draft Quinion and Coop, but like people were in shock because they drafted those guys. Like
Oh,
what I
hell
mean? Like,
yeah.
no, we didn't expect that.
Nope.
Like we'd expect you expect O line, D line. That's the way Philly works. You know what I mean? And it's been a tradition for years. It's the way
It's their
that's what they value.
organizational philosophy.
Yeah, like you pick up guys in the corners through free agencies. That's what you do.
Yep.
So when they drafted corner in the first 2 rounds last year, I was blown away.
I was shocked.
I didn't expect that. I do think they continue that success this year. I think they go back to what they've been doing, like D line, O line. Would I be shocked if they draft anybody else? Yes, I would. I would be completely shocked if they do not address the offensive line and defensive line. You have to. Not to say that the defensive line is not good, but I think you always want to compete and keep, like, you have rotation. Like those guys aren't playing 100% of the snaps on defense. You're not playing every, like, you might have the guy might play all the snaps one day, but you have injuries. You have develop. I mean, you want to develop guys. You want to be better. But BG was one of those guys that you could count on what he did. He had some moments for Philly. I can't sit there and I've never. I don't think I can sit here and say a bad word about BG. I met him, great guy. Like honestly, my moment with him was basically in 2022, saying, hey, let's win another ring, and he basically told me that's the plan.
Yep.
Um, I can't sit there and complain about BG. I can't say a bad word. There's nothing that I'll be. I wonder. The only thing that you can kind of sit there, and it's from last year, is the conversation that happened last year. We've talked about it here on the pod, but the whole AJ thing. That's my only
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
only kind of like. And that's the only thing recently that I can kind of think
Yeah.
about. Like, there's probably more things. Like, he's a trash talker, man. But that's what you get. Like, that's how sometimes you got to put like. The, Dude, I'm like that at work, man. I'm a trash talker. I'm a big trash talker. And if that's my downfall, well then, dude, if I can motivate, like he's a motivator. What do you want? Like, I don't know. Like, I get like, oh, people are saying, oh, I hope he doesn't go down. Like, I hope he doesn't go down like the road. Maybe he can coach. Like, if he can become a coach and be a successful motivator, because he got the fucking he's got that motivation inside of him. I can see it.
No, for
But like,
sure.
I'm not gonna ever like. You're not on this podcast. You're never gonna hear me fucking talking shit on BG, complaining about him. Dude, he's done fucking 15 years here in Philadelphia. I don't know what the hell you want.
He never gave you any reason
Man,
to
he's
bitch.
one guy that will say he's one of my favorites. He's one of
Yeah.
my favorites. But him and Dawkins, two of my
Yep.
favorites, because they left it like he didn't want to like Dawkins. Like, dude, BG never left. He never left here. They never moved on.
Nope.
They kept him in the building. They valued what he brought to the table.
And as a
Like,
guy that was heavily scrutinized when he was drafted, I wanted Earl Thomas. I definitely wanted Earl Thomas because I knew we needed a safety. Didn't. Ended up better. And then he had the thing with the radio when, the whole famous soundtrack, Thank You 97.5, that got dropped years ago. Dude, but for him to have the start of his career like that and just ride out the noise and just prove. And it's why he is like the prime example why I always say you need to give rookies 3 years. Like, you laugh and go like, oh, this rookie was horrible, or oh my god, this rookie was so good. But he's the perfect example. First 2 years, left stuff to be desired. Year 3, year 4, he really rounded into form and then was just consistent. And after his rookie year and year 2, people wanted to write him off, call him a bust. He ended up being a very productive, very consistent player and having one of the biggest plays in your first Super Bowl title, and then 7 years later, contributing in another Super Bowl win. Like,
yeah, and he was here for it all, man. Like all this shit, like we talked about, like 2016. When we started the pod, he was been here
yep,
for that too, and before that. But like, he was here for Doug. He was here for Andy. He was here for Chip. Like, he was here for everybody. Like,
yep,
he never left. He never like he's one guy that's played for all those coaches. Played for Nick. Um, yeah, he's I'm gonna miss him.
for sure. And I know he said he was going to look to try to find a way to stick around and still
Yeah,
be involved, which I think is great because you can tell the guys in the locker room love him. Him and Derek Gunn had some great interactions.
absolutely, and that's one thing that was missed when Derek Gunn was
Yeah,
fired or whatever, moved on from when fucking Comcast did whatever the
yep,
bullshit they did. But Yeah, no, they had some. I was thinking about that moment where he said, "Oh, you mad? You real sad?" With the cowboy fan with the guy with the jacket. Every time I see it, I always share it on my wall. You real sad, him and the
Dude,
Cowboys,
his
man.
mic'd up clips were always great because yeah,
Yeah,
he was the trash talker.
where they would yell at the Eagles, his own teammates would
Oh
be like,
yeah.
"Yo, chill out, bro. Like, chill out. You're gonna make it." When he used to yell at, not when the best was when he was yelling at Barkley. He's like, "You're not
Yup.
getting to me, man." And then he's yelling at Dexter Lawrence. He's like, "He ain't doing nothing." It's like, "Yo, calm down, PG. Calm down. Like, I got to deal with him. You don't got to deal with him today." Oh, it was Kelsey that was. It was Jason Kelsey that was yelling at him and saying, "Oh, like, yo, I got to deal with him, not you." Fucking.
Dude,
But
yeah, he had a very great attitude and very productive and very consistent. If you get productivity and consistency and you get 15 years out of a first round draft pick, you will sign up for that every single time.
yeah, I like the comment that he made when he told Nolan Smith, "This is your room now."
Yeah, yep.
Basically handing over the reins to Nolan Smith and saying, "Hey, like, go get it." Um, yeah, it's gonna be a memory. I wanna do a PSA to all the fans that question these moves in this offseason real quick. Give me like a minute, okay? Just one minute.
Certainly.
Whether you like Howie or you don't like Howie, and this is a PSA to certain people that were loving this team last year, that loved everything, that told me that they believe, that they told me that they should have never underestimated this football team. And EP, clip this, play this, because there's certain people that you've told me the same thing, and they've called me right after talked to me right after the Super Bowl. This is a message to them for what they've done in this offseason and who they've lost. Matt, look at this fucking roster and tell me that they lost. Dude, I've been singing the praises of a Jomo. I like what they did getting Ujulari and Ush. Look at this fucking roster. Look at the fucking age of the roster. This isn't an age roster with guys in their 30s. These are fucking young guys that are experienced now. They have a Super Bowl under them. It's only going to get better. And you still have Jalen Carter, which he's not just one defensive tackle. There's two of them there. That's why he gets double teamed on every fucking play. Look at the roster. Open your mind with a clear mind. Keep a clear mind, and just look at this roster. I'm ready to go for next year. Let's go.
I think people
Believe again. Believe again.
I mean,
Again.
there's going to be a dip. There's going to be a dip. But
I'm going to believe. I'm believing.
dude,
I'm believing.
I mean, I've said it since we started doing the offseason moves. You had the number one defense last year. If you drop to 10th, it is as long as the defense doesn't go from 1st to 20th.
Right.
If this defense drops from 1 to 20, okay, then you have a defensive problem. If they, I think they're going to drop anywhere from 1 to 5 or 5 to 10. Yeah. If they are top 13, this team is winning 12 to 13 games in the regular season. They're going to host a playoff game, and they're going to be in the divisional round or the NFC title game.
Yep,
and I think people are. Yes, Milton Williams was very productive. So was CJGJ. I mean, I hated the trade. I agree with the PFF grade of C- for the trade. It doesn't matter, though. This isn't, and I think people are just strictly looking at, oh my God, what are they going to do on the field this year? They are and it's really not. And this is the thing that bothers me the most, because it's not difficult to see what the hell their plan is. Your offense is elite, and everyone's coming back, except for maybe Dallas Goedert. I'm sorry. Guess what? The tight end is not that involved in the offense, and Dallas Goedert misses 5 games a year. I like Dallas Goedert, but I don't care. I don't care. The tight end is not a big part of the offense. You are coming back with that offensive line with the new right guard. Okay, cool, whatever. Steen played a lot last year. That's fine. You are coming back with Saquon Barkley. You are coming back with Jalen Hurts. You are coming back with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. This offense can carry you. So, their plan is going, shit, Jalen Carter's going to make $300-400 million.
Yeah.
And we have to pay Cam Jurgens. And, oh, wait, there's 2 rookie cornerbacks that we had last year that everyone loves, and everyone's buying their jerseys. They're going to need to be paid in 3 years, too. And cornerback prices are keep going up. So guess what? We have Sidney Brown on the last year of his contract, or 2 years left. It'll be, what, year 3? Yeah. He's year 3. Let's see if he can play. If he can play, great. If not, guess what? We have draft picks where we can either trade up and acquire a younger safety that needs to get paid, or we can draft a safety whenever the hell we want. Right. They know they're willing to take, hey, our defense might take a step back a little bit, but the offense is good enough to carry you. And then this way, we can draft, and as long as we hit, I mean, yes, it's a big thing they have to hit. But then in 3 years, when you need to replace at least one wide receiver and a right tackle and maybe a left tackle, great. Our offense needs 3 pieces. We can now invest in the draft on the offensive side of the ball. And guess what? Our defense is going to be good enough to carry us. Oh, wait. Yeah. And Jalen Carter's in his prime, and Nolan Smith's in his prime, and the corners are in their prime, and the defense is going to be elite? Oh, my... Dude. We've been saying it since free agency started, people. The plan makes sense if you just take away... Yes. Hey, Milton Williams, thank you. Congratulations. I hope you do great in New England. Same thing with C.J. Gardner-Johnson in New Orleans. Same thing with Josh Sweat in Arizona. I don't want Arizona to be good. I hate Arizona. But still, you got your money. Congratulations. Thank you. But to be excited that, okay, hey, I know the defense might take a step back, but they still have the offense to carry you. This team's still good, and they have the opportunity to set this window up for 6 years. Like, talking about it, I don't know why I didn't bring this up to the dumbass who I've been arguing with for the last day. Because, I like, if you don't understand what they're doing, even though it's really simple. Eric, it took us, a 5-minute conversation to be like, this is what they're doing. This is why they're doing this. And now it's coming out, oh my God, they want to pay this guy. They want to pay this guy. Yeah. And they have all these picks. Oh my God, it makes sense. Do you want to be like all these other teams? Take Kansas City out of it. Kansas City gets out of this equation. All these teams, San Francisco, they had a 3-year window. Yeah. Guess what? They didn't get their Super Bowl, and now look at the roster.
Now they have to rebuild. They have to you have to rebuild them.
They have to rebuild. And I'm telling you now.
They still got to rebuild. And
they still got to rebuild.
Because guess what? You still, McCaffrey's, what? How old is McCaffrey?
30. Dude, and coming off of an injury.
Yeah, so...
Just like we told you 2 years ago when they lost the Super Bowl to Kansas City, said that was it for the Niners. Bye-bye Niners. Bye-bye Niners. Like, do you want to be that team? Do you want to be... I'm sorry. I hate to admit it. Do you want to be Cincinnati? Because realistically, Joe Burrow, fantastic. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, great. That team ain't fucking sniffing a Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Realistically, if you look at that team, they are not sniffing a Super Bowl. It's going to be, the Bengals are going to struggle to go 9-8 or 10-7. Maybe if they get lucky, 11-6, and they're going to put up 30 points a game. But guess what? They lost all their defensive talent. They don't have defensive talent anymore. because they didn't pay their guys. They didn't pay the wide receivers. They didn't pay the quarterback. Now they had to overpay for the wide receivers. And now guess what? You don't have a defense. Trey Hendrickson, he's going to be gone eventually. You already had to let Sam Hubbard go. You already didn't have cornerbacks. And you weren't able to pay Jesse Bates. And since 2 years ago when he left, the defense went to shit. They're not sniffing a Super Bowl. Unless, God forbid, Mahomes gets injured for the year and Lamar Jackson gets injured for the year and Josh Allen gets injured for the year, they're not sniffing shit. Same thing with Buffalo. Buffalo's best chance was last year. Guess what? Josh Allen came up short again. They have to rebuild. They are continuously trying to rebuild and add just to try to get to Kansas City's level. Do you want a window to where, I'm telling you right now, the Eagles roster is still the best in the NFC.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's only going to get better. So guess what? This window, you just won a Super Bowl you were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Took a step back, retooled. And then 2 years later, you win the Super Bowl. And now your window's open for at least 3 to 4 more years.
And every year you have a different roster.
Yep.
These people, the same roster. Dude, that's how you get stale. You have to continuously look to find ways to improve, whether it's through free agency, through the draft. But every year is a different roster. This roster that we have, you have pieces that were here. You have a lot of pieces that were here last year. But there's going to be a lot of guys that weren't here last year. And guess what? They're going to want to win another one. They're going to want to compete and be good. If you do not want to compete in this league, get out of the league.
Yep.
Just get out. Because guess what? You're a loser.
And we have firsthand experience of what happens when you win a Super Bowl and want to keep everyone.
Yeah. Then
look at 2018, look at 2019, and look at 2020.
Yeah. They knew that was their mistake. They kept everybody.
That's why I said it was the worst thing to happen to them, because they thought, oh, hey, we won. We can bring everyone back. It'll be great. We'll run it back. And guess what? Yeah, cool. They won a playoff game off a double doink, and Alshon dropped the ball, and they might have gone back.
Whatever.
But it don't matter because it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Just like
shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, just like the people are still clinging on to, they didn't play well against the Packers, and they didn't play that great against the Rams. Well, guess what? They played well enough to win. Then they dropped 55 on Washington and won that game by 32. And then they beat the shit out of the Chiefs and dropped 40 on their head, and it was 34-0 before Kansas City even looked and did anything.
I start laughing at when, I always kind of look at these people when they post the stupidity, and I look at I'll click on, just for shits and giggles, I'll look at their profile, and it looks like you live in a, you live in like a fantasy world. Because you don't know what the struggle is of being there. Unless you're really not on this team, there is fans of this team that love to win the Eagles. They would throw birthday parties and celebrations if the Eagles lose games. They would celebrate. They'd be partying. They'd be out there dancing in the streets.
It just blows my mind.
To me, man, I don't like losing. I don't like losing.
I don't like losing, and I also don't like having a 2-year window and then blowing it up.
I don't put up with this shit, but some of these fans that I'm not even gonna mention names. I don't even want to mention names. I don't even give you, you don't even. I know you're so stupid that you don't even get your name mentioned anymore. You don't even get nothing. You don't even get a nickname anymore.
Well, they want the win. They want the dynasty. You could ask any of them. Do you want a dynasty? Yeah.
No, they're on that fucking left this bullshit.
But then they don't understand that to have a dynasty, you have to lose some pieces, you have to grow some pieces, and then you have to draft and develop some pieces to take.
And you got to believe in your scouting department too.
And guess what? This scouting department has fucking crushed it.
Absolutely, and to think that you didn't lose any pieces, I don't understand. If you really think you're not hearing, the college football, the college scout left for this team and this, dude, you're not.
Doug, there's teams that fire their scouts as soon as the draft is over.
Yeah,
they will bring in a crew, fire them, and bring in a new crew. This Eagles whole crew has been together, and they are nailing drafts. And guess what? It
maybe
took
one guy
Howie
leaves
to fail. This is the one, and even though he is a guy, when he fails, he learns and tries to not let it happen again.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be the laughing stock of this fucking league.
And he doesn't want another episode strictly dedicated to him.
Oh, I'll give him another episode.
But
don't worry,
like
Howie, if you're listening to this podcast, don't think like, man, I'm gonna be on your ass.
The vision is there. Now, if everything backfires, I'll gladly call him out.
Yeah.
I got no problem. But
you gotta call him out.
Right now, I see. Yes, dude, I sat here last week and said I don't like the trade. I love C.J. Gardner-Johnson. But knowing, if you need help knowing what the big picture is, listen to us or text me. I will lay it out for you. It is not difficult. You just need to actually look past. It's March 18th and we lost this guy. Or it's March 18th and we signed this guy. And look ahead. Look at, okay, wait, well, what's going to happen when the season comes this year? What about next year? What about next year? They want to be the Patriots. They want to be the Chiefs. You should be happy. You should be happy. Yes, it sucks to lose Milton. It sucks to lose Josh Sweat. It sucks to lose Becton. Like, it sucks. Look, those guys are great. This team, this 2025, this 2024, 2025 Eagles team, my favorite Eagles team ever.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. The guys are great. The guys are great. This Super Bowl was great. Everything. But guess what?
It was better than the
Hell yeah.
Continuously, it was better than the 17-18 Super Bowl. Absolutely.
Hell yes.
The moments that I will never ever in my entire life. I keep saying to dude, like me and you watching the game and just being like, even though we weren't together, like just being around for the team and everything. Like, I'm not a part of this fucking team. I don't play for the team. But just the emotion, everything that went into this season, 1,000% better than this 2017-2018 season.
Like, I know, like when we talked about the Super Bowls,
because everybody was so down on this team.
Yes,
we were fucking doing the rally cry. I fucking was loving this. Like, I was loving the run, and we fucking said every week we were winning. And guess what? Dude, I'm still on the high, man. I'm still on the high.
Definitely.
I'm still on the high. I think it'll be probably until week 1, and then I'll be like, all right.
Week one comes. It's time to turn the page and start.
And then once week 3 comes, I'm gonna be fucking saying, "Yo, we're dude." I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. We're gonna be right back into fucking same thing next year. I'm not worried about it. If I'm wrong, well then something happened.
No, I already know. If I see another week 2, like I did, where they played that prevent defense, and we lose a game,
we're gonna call it out.
I'm gonna call Vic out, and then when he fixes it, I'll send him a pack of Zins. I don't care. But until that point, see the vision. If you need help seeing the vision, come to the pod, come to me, come to Eric. We will tell you. We have been very good at laying out. And we try to do it simply because I get it. Sometimes it's hard. You hear, and with how people are, instant gratification, you get tunnel vision. Oh my God! They lost this guy. They lost this guy. They lost this guy. They lost this guy. You got to step back. You got to talk it out and then go. Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay, this sucks. But look at this. Look at this. Wait, what is the goal? What is the end goal? If you need help knowing what the end goal is, we are here to help you. We try to lay it out easy. When people don't listen and you have to continuously tell them things, I get a little aggravated. I can't help it. But that, like, we're here for that. That's what our goal is. So we will gladly do it for you. But there is a goal, there is a plan. And it could be a legitimately hot take, 5:54 p.m. on March 18th, 2025. with the picks that they have, with the talent that they have, if the plan comes to fruition and they hit on 85% of the draft picks and the trades that they will make with involving these picks, you could be looking at the next New England Patriots. Even better than the Chiefs. Could be looking at the next New England Patriots. And guess what? Having a front office that has that goal, that's what I want. I am very happy to know that is their goal. They want to be a dynasty. They want to keep this window open as long as possible. They want to win as many rings as they possibly can with this core. It's very rare that teams in the NFL have a core this deep for as long as they could possibly have that core together. You normally get a core for like 3 years. And if the quarterback's part of the core, then it can hang on, but it's hard. They could have this core together for 8 years.
Shout out to Tommy, friend of the pod. We had a conversation last night about drafts, and before I know we'll get into as a long-winded show, we got to get some defensive players on this pod today. But we were talking about just hitting on the draft, and like we were talking about it, and even he agreed with me. Said, even if you have even if you have 3 picks in the, you have a first round pick, a second round pick, and a third round pick, like you need to hit on the first round pick. If you don't hit on the first round pick, you're in big fucking trouble. But if you can hit on 2 of the 3, that's great. Like that's great. You hit on 3 of 3, good lord. Like there's 3 fucking impactful players that are gonna fucking make this team. Like once you get to the 4th round, he was like saying is like the 4th round is kind of your development. And agree. You're gonna look at those 4th round guys. Can you develop them into something in 2 to 3 years? And then the 5th and 6th, 7th, that's like fucking winning the lottery.
Yeah.
It was when we were just chatting about it. It was an excellent point.
I think it's where you draft in the first round.
Yeah.
To me, if you're after 20, that's a second round pick.
Yeah.
So if you miss on if you miss on a guy at 32, who fucking cares?
Yeah, it's like a second round pick.
Yeah, it's a second round pick.
But if you miss on in the first year, but if year 2 they're developed, if they're playing after year 2, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that would be missing. If I'm talking about if the Eagles draft Jalen Reagor at 32.
Yeah.
Or actually, I've always thought of it this way: the Marcus Smith, Jordan Matthews draft.
Oh God!
If they had drafted Jordan Matthews in the first round and Marcus Smith in the second round, then no one bitches.
Yeah, nobody complains.
Yeah,
nobody goes. Yeah.
Dude. If you miss on a guy at 30, 31, 32, I don't care. It's missing a guy in the second round. If you're top 15 and you miss, you're setting yourself back, especially if it's a quarterback.
And you're letting your fucking scouting department go because what the fuck you do?
Well,
unless something happened, you know what I mean?
I can't even say it's necessarily the scouting department. It's some of these guys don't. There's going to be, for how deep I think the running back class is, these defensive linemen, dude, 40% of them are going to hit. The rest of these guys are going to be bums. And we're going to be like, oh, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
It's impossible, whether you're in the SEC, the MAC, Conference USA, Division II, Division III, Ivy League, high school, it's impossible to just look at tape and go, okay, this guy's good. Like, I don't care if you play against better competition. Okay, it should pan out, but dude, these games, every single level of football is different. So you're looking at these guys being good college edge rushers.
You have to develop even more. Like, these guys they're gonna have to come in. Like, I don't know how many guys you have.
I mean, I have everyone written on your list. Figure we could
So
look
we'll do
at
like four. We'll
least.
do like four. Yeah, we'll do like four
Yeah,
of them. We'll do four of them today. I don't know if you want to do a show tomorrow. We'll do another four tomorrow.
yeah.
But who do you want to start with?
Let's start with the big three edge rushers just to get them out of the way.
Okay, and then we'll get
Um,
into D. Yeah.
yeah, then we'll slide over to D tackle. Um, especially because these guys we can just kind of watch the highlights and just relish at the
Yeah.
opportunity. So this is Abdul Carter. Obviously, no shock here. Mini Michael Parsons, war number 11. Just that to me that speed move he has off the edge. That's filthy. He's great to watch play. Like fast. I don't think he's as physically strong or imposing as Micah, which might be like Micah is one of one and a special talent that way. But Abdul Carter's going if he's healthy, and I know that foot issue a little spooky, but as long as he's healthy enough to suit up, he's going to be super productive. And I think he should be the first player taken in the draft. Worst case, 2. He's better. If you are looking at just talent level of football player, he's better than any of the quarterbacks. Like, this draft should be Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter. They should be the first 2 guys taken off the board. It's not going to fall that way because teams jerk off the quarterbacks, especially, I don't know, especially this quarterback class. I would stay away from it. But
Well, hopefully for the Eagles, the quarterbacks go crazy early.
I would love all these teams to draft quarterbacks.
I've seen some. I've seen some of these mock drafts. They don't have a single quarterback drafted in the first round.
That's exactly how. Honestly, that's how it should be.
I do not want that. I want like 5 quarterbacks.
I want more.
Give me more. Give me Jackson Dart.
That's
give
right.
Me, give me all of them. Give me fucking Quinn. Give me 6 of them. 7 quarterbacks. Give them. Give me the pick a litter defense.
What you get with Abdul Carter, though, it's speed, it's power. He can play the run, he can play the pass. Even this play right here, they lined him up inside, and he just speed rushed right by a freaking offensive guard. Don't matter where you line him up, he's going to be impactful. He was a super special player. I think some of these websites have his like weaknesses. Tackling in space, he can break down. He needs to develop a more complete arsenal of pass rush moves. You can tell even from these highlights, I'm more athletic than you and I'm faster than you. That's how I'm going to get by you. You're going to run into some elitely athletic offensive linemen in the NFL. But that's stuff that can definitely be developed, especially with how athletic he is. So Abdul Carter, to me, the number 1 edge rusher of the class. But then my personal favorite, whenever this ad plays and goes away. So now we can skip it. Is my man James Pierce. Number 27 for the Tennessee Volunteers. I love this man. 4.47 40. He's ridiculously fast. That is in the 99th percentile of defensive ends at the combine, which is batshit insane. I do think, though, Pierce, if you are a physical end or tackle, I think he struggles at the point of attack, and you can neutralize him if you get physical with him. And he's also the type of guy, I want to rush upfield. I want to rush upfield. I want to get after the quarterback, get after the quarterback, get after the quarterback. So the type of scenario where if teams are running at him, he's going to try to push to the quarterback, and then the running back kind of slips through, goes unnoticed. And another guy, just like Abdul Carter, he's so fast. That's his go-to edge rush move is I'm faster than you. I'm going to be there.
When now to kind of throw this out there, if you're looking at a guy like Pierce and you're saying that he wants to continuously get to the quarterback, can that is that his mentality? Can that be fixed? Like what does the defensive coordinator do to kind of combat that and say, hey, I don't really want you to go to the quarterback all the time. You need to like, is that something that he could work on? Like,
Yes, it's going to take a lot of tapes. You like that's where you really have to hit the film room and know what that team likes to run out of certain formations and what you're looking at. Because if you
I
work
worry
at
about
that,
those. I have flashbacks with this fucking like when every time you see Eagles in Tennessee, like I think of
I
that
know.
Barnett shit.
Yep,
I really
Derek
think about
Barnett, baby,
I think about
the
that. And,
bend.
fucking year one, Derek Barnett, great. After year one, good lord, he
Yeah.
fucking was most penalty. Dude, was he like the most penalized like guy in year two for the Eagles?
Yes, he has to be.
Yeah, he. Uh,
I think Pierce and Carter both have the ability to become very good against the run. It might have just been, hey, you're more athletic than 90% of the people. You're 90% of the offense linemen you're going to go up against. We need you to rush passer.
yeah.
But he can diagnose stuff. He can get there. He's fast as shit. Great tackler. He just needs to fine tune. Going to have to pay attention and film study and really get good at defending the run. Because if he can shed and kind of break that, like, hey, we talked about Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham was a pretty good pass rusher.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen an Eagles defensive end play the run as well as Brandon Graham did. That man could diagnose, oh, it's a run play, and shed from defensive end down to the interior defensive line and make tackles for loss, set the edge real well. Like, if you can get that from Carter or Pierce, he's going to be having that impact player like Jalen Carter, where it's like, yo, we need to know where he is on the field at all times, or we're screwed. And he's shown some ability to play the run, but you just kind of need to see more consistency.
When I see these guys, like like you said, you look at the run. That's what I really because like on the outside, if they're hitting the outside, how are they against the run? You know what I mean? Like you can't like if they're not running up the middle, that's what the edge
Yep.
the edge rusher.
Yep.
That guy, I don't know if you have him. I don't know who the third person is because again, we didn't really discuss this all. Like I gave you a ton of like 40 guys, 30 guys.
Yeah.
But I really like when I watch his tape when I watched his tape, Kyle Kennard, South Carolina. I like what he does.
I do have him on the list. You know what? Let's pull him up now, cause
yeah, because I really like what he does when like he's not the fastest. Like when you watch his tape, he's not the fastest, but I see a lot of like kind of anticipating both a pass and both a run in the RPO. Like because like they played old. That's what I'm. I'm watching it right now. I'm watching on the big
Nope.
screen. That's funny. That's funny. We literally. So I have it on my big screen, and as I'm watching it too, I see a lot of like not overly slow anticipation, but I see him knowing like, hey, like I gotta keep my eyes on both guys. I keep my eyes on the running back. I gotta keep my eyes on the quarterback. And I feel like because this is not the first time I've watched him,
Yeah.
but I've watched him like I guess like what was it 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and I was watching stuff, and I saw a lot of
He's
things I
got a
really
good
liked.
twitch.
Yeah, he's somebody that is interesting, and I keep seeing South Carolina
Like
in this
these
draft.
like this little these like this doesn't look like much here. So like he's breaking in and then he's gonna just like just with his head. It's not with his body at all. And then he just
Yeah,
kind of twitches out and then boom, gets right by. It doesn't look like a lot. Like people might watch this and be like, "Oh, like that's not a pass rush move." But like
right.
it's kind of like you this and this is what I love about football. These your matchups 1-on-1 or even 1v2 between the D lineman and the offensive line. It's like basketball where
Yeah,
you know you're 1-on-1 on defense and a guy with basketball. He might not give you that crossover. He might just give you that little start the dribble in, then pull it out. He like
right.
not fully commit to the crossover or anything like that, but like this is where like when we talked about yesterday, and it's like this also with your cornerback and receiver matchups too, or your linebacker and tight end matchups. Like when we talked about guys like the tight ends and the route running, how some guys need to develop moves or patterns to not let it be so oh hey like he's running like this he's running this seam route like these little things like it's not like you have to like he doesn't need to do a spin move and try to flip over the offensive tackle, but it's these subtle head movements, hand movements, upper body movements that like you're in that ISO, you're in that isolated situation. If him showing that he's going to break inside here and then whoop slipping out and twitching outside, like 77 set up, okay, he's breaking inside
Right.
and then he goes outside, boom, he beats him, gets to the quarterback, gets a sack. Like it's these small things that you might have to watch a play 2 to 3 times to pick up what they're doing, but they're all like big significant factors into being a good pass rusher or being a good route runner at wide receiver.
I really see him like as a stand-up defense. Like when because I'm watching him against Vanderbilt right now, like on my other screen. I know you guys can't see my other screen, but I think he'd be like I know he plays a lot of like it's like he's playing a lot of 4-3 in South Carolina, but I would love to see him be a stand-up pass rusher in the NFL in a 3-4 as an outside linebacker.
I can tell he's got a motor.
Yeah,
Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that diagnosing. That's good.
yeah, I know that's what a lot of the stuff with him is. I'm watching him and I'm going, yeah, like dude, he can, like he's keeping his eyes on the play. He's not really like I don't know if it's I don't know who's like if it's somebody like telling him, hey, like stand pat and wait.
That might
You know,
be. He might just be a heady football player, man.
well that's what I'm saying. Like what I mean, like if you watch his tape, and I know we're gonna watch a lot of tape over the next couple days on some defensive guys, but like you watch. Yeah, you watch and like I said, like I watched like 2023 Kyle Kennard, and I saw a completely different 2024.
Yeah.
Like, and I think Kyle Kennard has also from listening to a couple of interviews of him, he's got like, and I could be wrong. He has NFL like an NFL brain. Like he's confident. I wonder how many times like because he's going to get into the NFL as an edge rusher, and they're going to want to push him inside. They're going to want to get those tackles and those that offensive line's not going to want him to hit the edge. I get that. They're going to want to make him work inside. If he can work inside and be very good inside, because like I see him kind of a little bit struggle, when these offensive tackles kind of make a move inside,
Yeah,
he
he
kind of
is a little light.
struggles. Yeah, he kind of I think I think what did you say? The word is late.
No,
He's a
he's a
little
little
late.
light. He's a little light.
Oh, a little late. Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I think he could be a wrecking
Dude.
machine in the NFL. Yeah, I'm like
I
as we're kind of yeah
I'm liking this tape.
yeah
This
like
is a guy I don't know. I need to go through everyone and put my notes and my list together.
well that's what I would yeah because I didn't know because like to be completely honest, we both fucking busy, man. We both
Yeah.
work like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like so I didn't really like I didn't talk to you today and you know we're busy, so I didn't know if you had everything ready. But I dude, I really like this kid a lot, and I know you're gonna hear me, dude. And he won like the Bronco Nagurski fucking trophy in 2024. Like I know that doesn't mean anything, but dude, he's like one of the fucking top. You know, I don't know, man. I've kept this for the last like 3 4 months. I've been kind of like watching this kid and like paying attention. And I know a lot of people are, but dude, I think he's. I think he's explosive. I think he's really explosive.
I like the I think I'm just saying because I'm watching it live. Um,
Yeah.
with the defensive linemen and the edge rushers, they're definitely tape that I'm going to watch like twice over.
Yeah.
Um, especially because now we're at the point where like even like offensive linemen, it's not that I took anything like easy, but
Shout out to Matt for doing that. Where yeah, that those that offensive lineman stuff was good yesterday.
like especially these positions where now that we're on the defensive side
Yeah,
and we know the Eagles are probably going to be defense heavy, it's like I really want to invest the time into doing them.
yeah,
Um, just watch giving this the first. I think Kennard's going to end up higher than I initially thought. Like, because,
yeah. No,
you send me the
I
list
love
and,
to.
like, I
Yeah,
watched, I'll tell you what, like, this year, I watched a shit ton more of college football than I have in, like, the last, like, 5 or 6 years.
yeah,
And I know, like, when you send me the guys you want me to go over, some of the guys, like, I know very well. And I'm like, okay, so, like, internally, I start to go, like, where'd they go? And I'll give you a little thought into the process. I pull up, like, two or three sites that have scouting reports on them. Look at those to see if the weaknesses match, if the measurements match, if the strengths match. I look over the names. I watched a couple South Carolina games this year. Like, I watched Michigan. Okay. So, like, these guys I know. And I'm like, okay, like, so I start to internalize the rankings in my head. I'll even, like, write them out on note paper. And then when I get to watch the tape and do all and write all my notes on my uh, Word document, that's when when I go through and look at that and then look at like how it patched up with my notes. Offensive linemen, I was surprised at how some of them ended up finishing, and quarterbacks even too. And like it's just the way I internalize things and how I go about doing it. So I think really after watching that Kennard tape and when I go back and watch it again, I think he's going to end up
I
higher than I originally thought.
dude, I really like this kid, and I liked him like 6 months ago. And give me 1 second because I have the magazine, and I was like looking at it, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go grab this magazine. I want to see something. I have the Phil Steele College Football. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Yes, because I do know like you mentioned him to me earlier, for sure, and like just to sum him up before we go to Mike Green, like Kennard is going to be a good football player and hang around with that
Yeah.
IQ.
Yeah.
and the motor. Like, you saw throughout some of those plays where he did not give up on the play, and being able to diagnose option, run, pass, that stuff that shows you he understands the game, definitely watches tape and absorbs it. I'm thoroughly impressed with Kyle Kennard.
Yeah, no, that's what I was. Yeah, when I showed you the tape, I wanted. Yeah, like
We big fan, big fan.
so. This year, Kennard was 6'5" to. Now this is from the Phil Steele 6'5", 240. But I have the 2023 Phil Steele magazine, so I'm curious to see what he was. What did I say?
Oh yeah,
240 he was.
yeah, 6'5",
So
240.
I want to see what he was in 2023. I want to see how much weight he put on between 2023 and 2024. Because if he can get to 250, 253, I think this is a can't. I think he's a can't miss. Where the hell is he? Where the hell did he transfer from?
Georgia Tech.
Why is he not here? Hold on. Well, he didn't even start for 2023. Hold on. I'm using one hand for the mic and one hand for the magazine. They didn't have him listed in the fucking 2023.
Wow.
I know he played in 2023 because I watched his tape.
Yeah, he definitely played in 2023.
Yeah, I don't see him. Watch, I'll find him after. I'll be like, oh, there he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him at all. Yeah, I know he's here because he had stats in South Carolina. He's on the roster. I don't know. I don't know what the hell.
That's crazy. But as we get to Mr. Green
no,
here,
he didn't play for South Carolina in 2023.
Think
He did
Georgia
not play
Tech.
for South Carolina. Yeah, why the hell did I look at South Carolina? I keep looking at. Come on, Matt, tell me Georgia Tech. So I want to see where. Okay, I sound like an idiot now. Thanks. Not your fault. My fault. Should have known that. I didn't even. I was looking at 2023 tape. But
you didn't notice.
you know what's funny?
Gold
I
helmets.
literally went to. I played Kyle Kennard tape on the TV. The next tape was Eagles Falcons week 2. It literally popped up. It's like, huh? Is that a flashback to a certain E to the P? A flashback week 2.
Week 2.
You remember that? Remember at the end of week 2?
Yep.
Nope.
Yo, Mike Green's another one, dude. I remember.
I did not get a chance to look at Mike Green yet. Okay, we're all positive now. Okay. Okay.
I remember watching Marshall play Ohio State, and Green popped off.
So Kyle Kennard was 6'5", 2. He basically had the same weight.
Okay. As we get to Green here, stand up 3-4 edge rusher. I think he plays the run very well. Good first step. Pretty good at diagnosing what the play, what is happening. If you can get him on the field lined up against the tight end, I think he'll cook. He'll cook a lot of tight ends even at the NFL level. I think he needs to develop a little bit more, maybe put on a little more muscle to deal with NFL tackles, at least the good ones. He's a guy that's going to make plays in the run game. He's going to get sacks. He's going to get pressures. Another guy, good motor. He can break down and get into good position. 4 tackles against the run or against the options. Change of direction skills very high, and I think he is a natural pass rusher. Like, you can just tell he knows how to get after the quarterback. I think he just needs to get a little bit bigger and get used. I want to see how he would do with his hand in the ground, because even this tape here, a lot of it is standing up. But if you're in the 3-4, you'll have him stand up all day, and he'll get pressure, and he'll be productive for you, especially
I
being able
think
to play the run.
he's a guy that I've kind of I don't know. I think it's the school. Like I really like
Right
Marshall's
there, he
not
took the
really
wrong
known
play.
for. Yeah, I think his thing with being at Marshall kind of gives him the like maybe if he was at a bigger school,
Yeah,
he would get
yep,
more recognition. But because he went to Marshall, you kind of go, he's at Marshall. You know what I
yeah,
mean, like he's the best player on the field at Marshall, but is that saying much? And that kind of may take some teams and go, like we're not gonna like if he was at Georgia, Alabama, and he was playing like this. I mean, and you're like, okay, like he's playing
yep.
at a high level football school with high level learning.
And
Um,
I think that not necessarily will hurt him, but
it'll hurt his draft stock a little
it'll
bit.
hurt
I think it
it'll
hurts his
hurt the
draft stock.
stock just because
Yeah.
of the fact that there are so many bigger schools that have edge rushers coming out this class.
Right. But if you look at you look at the Georgia, like I know we'll get into it tomorrow. Like we could do fucking 4 hours today, and I don't want to get anything lost. So we'll probably do 4 or 5. Then we'll get into defensive tackles because I want to like watch tape on everybody. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yep.
I want you looking at everybody like that. Like I don't want you to come into this draft and be like, oh, like if there's a guy in the first 4 rounds, I want you to watch him. Like
Yeah.
once you get to like, I want you to even look at David Walker from fucking Central Arkansas. For
Yeah.
God's sake. You know what I mean? But like because these defense, we got 38 days till the draft. Like I want to make sure that you haven't like missed on it. We haven't missed on anybody.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
why I've sent you so many. Like in it, like dude, I was even thinking, I'm like, man, I should be sending you more. Like if we think that they're going to be a first through fourth round pick, you're going to be seeing their highlights.
Yeah, they're worth peeking at.
Yeah. Like, and I don't want to like I think that those 4 would be good for today.
Yeah.
And then like fucking just dive in and keep
Oh
watching.
yeah,
Just
we
go,
got
okay.
we
But
got
right now,
we got more.
right
more,
now,
more.
I like Kennard. I like Kennard at 3.
Yeah, I think out of the 4 today,
And I honestly like. I think hot take alert. Hot take alert. I somehow feel he's going to be a better. I don't know. I just see I see something in him, and I wonder if that 3 is going to stay. Like, cause dude, I've watched like 20 guys, but like Mike Green, probably at the 4, maybe he's gonna drop.
yeah,
And I think it's because I keep in that mindset. He played at Marshall. He played at Marshall. Is he better than those Alabama edge rushers? Yes. I think he's. Is he better than Michael Williams? No. I think Jalen. Like I'm going to put Jalen Walker in there because I think he's going to be a 3-4 outside linebacker.
yeah, yep.
So even though he is a linebacker, I want him in part of the thing because he's going to play edge like in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's not going to be an inside linebacker. So I want to put, but like I like Jalen Walker and I like Kyle Kennard. Like those are the 2 that I'm like I love. Like Carter, we're not getting fucking Carter. And
No.
James Pierce, you have an outside chance, but you really have to see how the board falls. And that's why I said like you have to really look at quarterback. I have a feeling that you're going to see Cam Ward go 1. And if that's the dream scenario. If Cam Ward goes 1 and Shador Sanders goes late in the first round, then the Eagles are set.
Yeah.
If Shador and if Jackson Dart goes in the first round,
Oh, that'd be even better.
like we watched the tape of we've watched the tape and we've you've heard all the stuff. If Jackson Dart can go somewhere and they want to sit on Dart, they want to give him, they want to pick him at one or first round, and then they want to have him sit and develop against somebody like in Seattle, or I don't even like maybe not that Vegas would draft him that early. I don't think Vegas would draft him that early, but if like some team goes and like moves up into like the first round. Even if Cleveland moves back into the first round, like later, and decides, okay, we're going to draft best player available, then we'll draft the quarterback. I think that all that kind of stuff helps Philadelphia because then they're able to kind of more defensive players will become available.
Yeah. Yep.
And I keep thinking that, and that's the most important part. Like last year, Quinion goes, they get Quinion, and then Cooper DeJean fall. They ended up moving up to get Cooper DeJean. But like, I like these corners this year, but I really like last year's corners better than I do this year's corners.
Yeah, last year's corners I think were fucking
ballers.
Yeah.
Like they ultimately became ballers, but this year's corners, I kind of go, yeah, they're gonna be some good corners.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. They're going to be good. Again, be good. There's going to be guys that are going to be like, oh, they're really good corners, but they're not going to be that good. Like remember we were doing that draft show, and I kind of always remember like I don't have that paper. Maybe I'll pull up the paper tomorrow, but like I think we had like 4 or 5 corners going in the first round.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
And like I was high on like a bunch of them. Like Quinion, I was high on. I think we had Cooper going in the first round. Like Green Bay, I think we ended up.
Yep.
Mocking him. But yeah, there's gonna be 5 or 6 corners drafted in the first round. It's just how many quarterbacks. I keep thinking about that. How many quarterbacks are gonna go in the first round this year? If 3 or 4 go, hey, put my hands and throw a thumbs up because that's what you want.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for here.
Like if you're not, and like these fans are gonna be like, oh, how can you get up to 13 or 12? I don't think that happens. I think if you move up, it's 8 spots. I think 10 if you're lucky.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need to get up.
No, I don't think you need to go that. You don't need to mortgage the farm.
Yeah. If you're going to mortgage this farm, it'd be for...
Yeah.
And there would be a retooling of the offense. In 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Not this draft, next draft. But yeah, just... Dude, I think today went so fast. Like I looked at the time and I was like, oh shit, 6:30. like I didn't even I had so much fun today. Like the pod was great. We started off kind of with some fucking lulls. So if you're on the you missed half of the show, you have to go back and watch the first 2 minutes. Unless you want to pull it up now and show the abomination that was Mike Williams.
No, he's off my damn screen. Screw that guy. Horrible, Eric. He's horrible.
Susie, I know you're a late bloomer today to the show, but you need to go back on the video episode and watch the first 2 minutes. Matt's in the ring, but it's not about what Matt's doing. It's about the brutalness that was 8 minutes and 40 seconds of that video.
Oh,
Good Lord.
God,
I don't think
bad.
I've laughed that hard. I don't think, dude, he's got to be the worst.
Yes, I would think. I don't know if there's anyone worse than him. He's horrible. He is absolutely fucking horrible.
I really want to tell this story badly, but there's a lot of incriminating evidence. There's a lot of incriminating evidence to that, and I don't know if people would believe it, but it's fucking funny as shit. Fuck it. Whatever, dude. He tried to like. I'm laughing because it's so funny, but I know you're gonna pop for it. So he was horrible, but he was like the dry. We talked about him on the fucking show before, but dude, he was at like that point where like he was coming to BXW, but he wasn't like he was getting booked in like garbage. Like, oh, dude, took like one look at him, and like people were like, "Oh, he's an indie wrestler." I'm like, "Oh God, like he's fucking horrible. Like he's god awful." So he tried to like hook me up with one of his friends just because he thought that I could clearly tell that he was trying to hook me up with that Liz girl, the fucking ring girl. You know the ring that
Oh yeah, yeah.
he totally tried to hook me up with her because he probably thought, oh, okay, like if he hooks me up with her, like, that he can get better bookings.
Yeah.
Didn't work. Didn't work. You're still fucking garbage. Didn't work. That bitch was batshit crazy. There's a lot of batshit
He's
crazy. There's a lot of batshit crazy.
yes, and he was horrible.
I still think about yesterday's podcast, how we ended the show. Any developments in that wild shit that
No.
came up yesterday? No development.
Oh wait,
She was
no. She just invited me to join the private group.
Oh wait, what? You got invited to a
Expose
private.
narcissistic and cheaters.
Oh!
This group was made in 2023. Well, I would never join this group.
I was gonna say you should just imagine you put like the fucking link to Inside Eagles Redzone, and all of a sudden all these crazy fucking psycho women just start popping up, and it's all women. They're like, "What the fuck's going on in ITRZ Lab?" It's fucking like all women. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Just made me crack up.
It's a support fucking group for fucking craziness. We have 2 normal people, and then the rest of them would be crazy. Jesus Christ. Yes, I called you both normal.
Women are nuts. Women are nuts.
Yes.
They're all nuts.
Everybody in the world is nuts.
They're all nuts. Oh, wait, hold on.
Good Lord, that ball and sorry, it pops off that Hurts touchdown pass to Devontae Smith against Cincinnati. God damn, that was a fucking beauty.
Dana, stop putting all your business on social media. It's not a good look. And she just
Whoa!
posted it.
Whoa!
I'm gonna say she's not wrong.
Oh shit! Here we go. Here we go. The truth will set you free.
That's what I'm gonna say. The truth shall set you free.
Hit our truth music.
She's posting way too much on social media, and that girl is telling her, "Don't. Why are you doing this?"
Yeah.
Girl's 100% correct.
As the world turns here on Inside.
My house. My house.
Are you gonna say this is my podcast?
Oh wait, wasn't that Paige's? This is my house.
This is certainly your house. It's gonna be anything
Or
you want.
Soraya, whatever she goes by now.
Another batshit crazy woman.
Yes. Horrible taste of men too.
Ugh. Good Lord, I'm watching this fucking Hurts highlight stuff. Good Lord, of some of these fucking balls that he threw. I think this is. I thought this was like. I'm like, why the fuck? They're just showing like all of Jalen's throws. Oh, good Lord, I love this fucking team. I think that.
Ding, ding, ding.
I love this team, and I will continue to love this team until I can't talk no more, and I can't, and I breathe my last breath. I will love this team. That is all.
That's
What are you
the truth.
drinking there today? What are you drinking there today?
Water, baby.
Oh, okay. You drinking your water? Cool.
Oh yeah.
Awa, the official.
Yeah, my boss is going to Jamaica for 2 weeks.
Maybe I can set up a visit to Colombia with Chris.
I said, bro, where was my invite?
For real.
And he said, I'm taking my wife. And I said, okay, I don't want to bother you. It's like, I'll get lost on an island somewhere. And
Just like our outro that we're about to hit right now. I want to fly away.
That's
We'll
right.
see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.